Hello dear viewers, today we have prepared a video for you about Honda CR-V 2024, have a nice time. Don't forget to like and subscribe our channel. 2024 Honda CR-V. There's a new Honda in town, and not just a new model Honda, but a new Honda attitude and energy. Of course, Honda is still Honda, same as it ever was, but the brand has revitalized itself with new generation products over the last 2 years with a concerted effort going into new models like the Civic, HR-V and ZR-V. The latest piece of that new Honda puzzle comes in the form of the much-needed CR-V medium SUV. It is positioned slightly above the ZR-V as a more spacious and family-friendly family SUV. Even the old model, long in the tooth though it may have been, has racked up over 60% of Honda's sales so far. Without backing away from the previous CR-V's strengths as a spacious and versatile all-rounder, the new CR-V aims to be smoother, quieter, and better to drive, while also catching up on some of the safety and tech features missing from the outgoing generation. The addition of a hybrid version for the first time in Australia is sure to give the brand a boost. More space and more features across the range should also tempt curious buyers into showrooms for a look. With strong competition from relatively fresh rivals like the X-Trail and Outlander, not to mention the unassailable sales success of segment leaders like the RAV4, CX-5 and Tucson, does the bluff new Honda hold its own? Drive attended the Australian launch of the new CR-V to find out. How much does the Honda CR-V cost in Australia? Honda offers a broad range of models to suit most, if not all, tastes in the medium SUV space. For the first time in Australia, a high-spec hybrid model is available, joining a range of 5- and 7-seat variants depending on the model. Under Honda's no-haggle pricing policy, the range spans from $44,500 to $59,900 drive away, with extras like metallic or mica paint available at no added cost, and no optional equipment to add. This also means you won't find a deal by shopping around. All dealers nationwide should be priced the same. The entry-level CR-V VTIX starts from $44,500 with 5 seats and front-wheel drive, while the VTIX7 adds 7 seats from $46,800. You'll get 17-inch wheels, LED headlights with auto high beam, a 7.0-inch part digital instrument display, a 9.0-inch infotainment system, cloth seat trim, dual-zone climate control, power-adjustable driver's seat, and 11 airbags. Along with the extra seats, VTIX7 also adds equipment like 3-zone climate control, blind spot monitoring, and rear cross-traffic alert. Next step up, the VTIL brings 18-inch wheels, satellite navigation, keyless entry, leather wrap for the steering and gear selector, black leather seat trim, front seat heating, power-adjustable passenger seat, driver's seat memory, rain-sensing wipers and more. 5-seat models are priced from $48,800 with front-wheel drive, or $51,300 with all-wheel drive. The 7-seat front drive model is $53,000 and adds a panoramic sunroof. Rounding out the petrol range, the VTI LX comes with 5 seats and all-wheel drive only, and wears a $57,000 price tag. The LX steps up with additions like 19-inch wheels, a 10.2-inch fully digital driver display, 12-speaker Bose audio system, ambient interior lighting, sport front and rear bumpers, and some other minor touches. The flagship for the range is the CR-V HEV RS, which revives Honda's sport-styled RS badge and applies it to the CR-V for the first time. Rather than being an outright sports model, the RS adds adaptive LED headlights, body-colored wheel arches and lower body trim, black pack shark fin antenna, door mirrors, and tailgate spoiler, a black interior headlining, and red contrast stitching on the seats, steering wheel, and gear selector. Pricing for the range topper is $59,900 drive away. There are some gaps in the range. Unlike a Toyota hybrid, you can't spec the Honda system in concert with all-wheel drive, and unlike an X-Trail, 7 seats and all-wheel drive is also off the agenda. For a full range rundown and more info, click the link below. How much space does the Honda CR-V have inside? The previous Honda CR-V wasn't exactly short on space to begin with, but the new CR-V adds more interior space, alongside moves to increase the feeling of openness. The new Honda wide interior design themes seen on the Civic and ZR-V apply here too. In the front seats, the CR-V offers a high, but not too lofty, driving position. The steering wheel and door sills feel low, but the position felt quite natural for me. Slim front pillars help with visibility too. The powered driver's seat is easy to get set in. If you move up from the base VTIX, you gain features like leather trim, driver's seat memory, and seat heating. There's also leather wrap on the steering wheel and gear selector for a much more upmarket feel. The horizontally oriented interior enhances the feeling of width, and as you move up through the range, the dash and door inserts move from silver to wood look in the VTI LX, and dimpled gloss black in the HEV RS. There are plenty of soft touch surfaces on the dash and door tops, but by far the most impressive aspect is the sturdy feel of the buttons and dials. In the second row, the rear seats adopt a backrest that can be adjusted through 16 positions with an extra 10 degrees of recline angle compared to the previous generation. All models have 190 mm of slide adjustment, and even though Honda didn't have any 7-seat versions at the Australian launch, there's a new one-lever access that tilts the whole seat forward for third-row access. Stadium-style seating puts the second row higher than the front seats, so rear occupants get a good view of the road ahead. The back of the center console houses air vents and USB-A charge ports, but only 7-seat models get 3-zone climate control. The second row also misses out on things like side window blinds and rear seat heating. Although not found in every rival, these kinds of features are starting to appear in the medium SUV segment on high-grade models, so it's odd that even the most expensive CR-V variants go without these little touches. Boot space in 5-seat models is 67 liters larger than before, with up to 589L of storage available. In 7-seat models, there's 472L of available storage with the third row folded flat, or 150L with the third row up, which is unchanged from the previous generation. Under the boot floor, 5-seat models come with a full-size spare, and 7-seat versions swap that for a space-saver spare tire, but the RS Hybrid comes with a tire repair kit instead. Does the Honda CR-V have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto? All trim levels of the CR-V come with a 9.0-inch infotainment touchscreen with wireless Apple CarPlay and wired Android Auto. You'll also get a wireless phone charger, AM/FM radio, and DAB plus digital radio, plus active noise cancellation for a quieter cabin. The VTI-L and above add inbuilt satellite navigation, while the VTI LX and RS swap the standard 8-speaker sound system for a 12-speaker Bose audio system. Much like the interior design, the infotainment implementation follows the groundwork laid out by other Honda models with a responsive touchscreen display and big, clearly labeled on-screen tiles that make getting to the right menu simple. The CR-V includes 5 years complimentary access to Honda Connect, which allows remote connection via a paired smartphone to features like remote lock and unlock, remote engine start, vehicle alarm alerts, vehicle condition updates, like door open checks or warning lights on the dash, plus via the embedded SIM card, the car can contact emergency services in the event of a collision. Is the Honda CR-V a safe car? The new CR-V hasn't been tested by Crash Test Authority NCAP yet, nor its European equivalent, so there's no applicable safety rating for it at the time of publishing this review. What safety technology does the Honda CR-V have? All models in the range come with 11 airbags, including new additions to the CR-V range like driver and passenger knee airbags, an airbag between front seat occupants, and rear seat side airbags. Safety and driver assist systems include upgraded sensors and detection tech, with a wider field of vision, to monitor more of what's around the car and provide a greater range of features. All CR-V grades come with autonomous emergency braking with pedestrian and cyclist detection, lane keep assist, lane departure warning, and lane centering assist, adaptive cruise control with stop-and-go and traffic jam assist capability, traffic sign recognition, and dusk sensing headlights with auto high beam. The VTIL and above add rain sensing wipers and an auto-dimming interior rearview mirror. All models bar the 5-seat VTIX also include blind spot monitoring and rear cross-traffic alert, but no grade of CR-V is available with a 360-degree camera or driver's head-up display, which feels like a big miss for an all-new vehicle. How much does the Honda CR-V cost to maintain? Like the rest of the Honda range, the CR-V comes with a 5-year, unlimited kilometer warranty plus 5 years of roadside assist. Service intervals are set at 12-month or 10,000 kilometers intervals, just a touch behind the 15,000 kilometers intervals offered by most rivals, but Honda offers some of the most affordable capped price servicing, with each of the first 5 maintenance visits capped at $199 each. The full CR-V range hasn't yet been loaded into our representative insurer's system, but as a bit of an idea, annual coverage for a 5-seat VTIL 2WD comes to $1,704 per year based on a comparative quote for a 35-year-old male driver living in Chatswood, NSW. Insurance estimates may vary based on your location, driving history, and personal circumstances. Is the Honda CR-V fuel efficient? If you're looking at a petrol-powered CR-V, official fuel consumption varies from as low as 7.1 liters per 100 kilometers for the VTIX and VTIL with 5 seats, up to 7.7 L/100 km for the VTILX with all-wheel drive. Petrol versions of the CR-V go without features like auto stop-start or mild hybrid assistance to reduce fuel consumption. On the launch drive, road conditions went from flowing suburban roads to winding beach roads, in traffic that was fairly light, but rain that was at times quite heavy. The as-tested figure for a 2WD VTIL came out at 7.7 L/100 km, while time spent behind the wheel of a VTILX AWD, with some more spirited driving thrown in, came out at 8.3 L/100 km. On the other hand, the hybrid claims a lower 5.5 L/100 km, and with no attempt to hypermile to reach that claim, my time behind the wheel settled on exactly 5.5 L/100 km. All grades are happy to run on regular 91-octane petrol too, reducing your cost at the pump. What is the Honda CR-V like to drive? Honda hasn't exactly reinvented the wheel with the 1.5-liter turbo petrol CR-V, taking the previous model engine and CVT auto and refining them rather than starting afresh. Still, there's been some work done on sharpening up the automatic transmission, and plenty of noise and vibration mitigation making for a nicer on-road experience. The 140 kilowatts and 240 Newton meters outputs are a natural match to the ebb and flow of typical commuter traffic. Not too slow, but not surprisingly swift either. It's possible to catch the transmission droning, but often it'll work away in the background imperceptibly at a relaxed pace, while switching to a more traditional stepped shift pattern when pushed hard. If you opt for an all-wheel drive CR-V, the all-PA system preemptively feeds power to the back wheels from a standing start to maximize traction. On a wet and winding road, I tried to outweat the all-wheel drive system but couldn't. For most drivers in most situations, it'll hold up just fine. That being said, as the CR-V is no powerhouse, the front drive cars didn't overwhelm the front tires at any point either, so unless you live on the rural fringe, with a smattering of gravel roads, or in a particularly damp or icy area, the front driver is likely to be all you'll really need. Switching to the hybrid, and it's clear that Honda has done all it can to position this as a clear flagship. Although the RS trim level is something of a sports package, the suspension and steering aren't any different from the rest of the range, but that's no bad thing. The ride comfort is maintained, and the CR-V is one of the better steerers in its segment already. Nicely weighted with enough heft for stability on the open road, but not too heavy or cumbersome around town. The eerie silence of the hybrid system might be its best trick, though. Petrol models are unobtrusive, but additional soundproofing in the hybrid means road noise is reduced to barely a murmur, and there's little in the way of wind noise. As the system is designed to run in electric mode as much as possible, the engine usually stays out of the equation at speeds of up to 60 km per hour, as determined by the state of battery charge. Even under pressure, when the petrol engine does kick in, it's far more subtle and settled than Toyota's hybrid system, making for very calm cruising. Combined output from the petrol and electric traction motors is claimed at 135 kilowatts, yet the system has an output total of 152 kilowatts, which includes the motor generator that doesn't power the car but purely feeds the battery. Of course, as with other closed-loop hybrids, the system can operate as both a series and parallel hybrid and regenerate power via the generator or through regenerative braking. The hybrid's additional torque, at 335 Nm, makes for a much more alert drive. If you flatten the accelerator on a freeway on-ramp or need some extra grunt for overtaking, it's much easier to unlock than in the petrol models. I found the ride leans towards firm at suburban speeds, which was more noticeable on the heavier hybrid and its 19-inch wheels. As you step down the range into lighter models with smaller wheels and taller tires, the ride softens out nicely. Should I buy a Honda CR-V? Honda's renewed interest in providing more premium products for the mainstream really shows in the new CR-V. The exterior looks more assertive than before, and the well-finished interior almost looks like it belongs in a more expensive price bracket in some variants. Without ripping up the rulebook and starting afresh, Honda has finessed the previous model's powertrain and done a decent job of making it both quieter and more natural feeling behind the wheel. Better still, for buyers at the top end of the segment, the introduction of a hybrid model is an important step. The real shame lies in the fact Honda has left some gaps in the product range. Features like all-wheel drive, 7 seats and the new hybrid drivetrain remaining exclusive from each other feels a touch short-sighted, so too, the excellent hybrid system being locked to the top-spec model only. It's also a bit of a concern that an all-new model goes without commonplace features found in rivals, be it driver assist tech like a 360-degree camera and head-up display, or comfort features like rear door sunshades and ventilated front seats. It does feel a little like Honda stopped short of going after traditional medium SUV rivals. Those product gaps aside, though, the CR-V offers right-sized interior space and versatility, and a high-quality presentation that's sure to be the right fit for discerning medium SUV buyers. With the CR-V HEV RS Hybrid as the pick of the range, we've used it as the basis of scoring, below, but we'll have other variants through the Drive Garage soon, so be sure to check back for more detailed info on those. How do I buy a Honda CR-V? Next steps. During the Australian launch, Honda had most of the CR-V range available, but didn't include the base model VTI X or 7-seat VTI X7 and VTI L7, so it's hard to say if these models are the best fit. On the surface, the VTI-L looks pretty sharp. It lifts the equipment level just enough to feel luxurious without going overboard, throws in some safety essentials not found on the base models, and in 5-seat 2WD form keeps the drive-away price under $50,000. On the other hand, the HEV RS with its serene hybrid system and elevated appearance is also an appealing model in its own right, but does require a more robust budget. Honda Australia claims to have worked with its Thai factory to bring down wait times, so for any car not in stock, expect delivery before Christmas. Over the course of 2024, this situation is expected to further improve. If you think the CR-V might be for you, you can find your nearest Honda dealer here, and build your CR-V on the Honda website. You can also find other members of the Honda range for sale at drive.com.au/cars-for-sale. To find out more about the Honda range in Australia, you'll find all the latest news here. To support our channel, don't forget to subscribe and like. You can write your comments about our video. See you soon.